Hello and good morning. Today we're talking about backyard preparedness, and we're inviting people to come into our backyard and see some of the things that we're doing. Here in this corner of our yard, we're growing grapes, which have been very, very good the last few years. We juice them and we make jelly, and we've had great success. We have 3 different varieties that we're growing here. And then we have 3 dwarf fruit trees. We have a peach tree, a nectarine tree, and a pear tree. They've all produced well, except for the pear. The pear has not produced a lot yet, so we planted another small dwarf pear tree to maybe make up for that. But actually the peach and the apricot tree have done really well. Enough for our family anyway. Raspberries are just starting to produce. They have thorns, so I would rather have a thornless variety if possible, but looking forward to having a few more raspberries this year. Over here in this corner of the yard, we have 6 grow boxes. We have a variety that we've planted: tomatoes, peppers, onions, jalapenos, cucumbers. We've actually done surprisingly well with cantaloupe and squash and zucchini, kind of round that out, but we have about 6 varieties of tomatoes, and so those have been doing really well. What we did this year, which was new for us, was about half of the plants I started from seeds. And the one thing I learned is I would probably start growing them a lot earlier than I did in the past. Over in the corner we have blackberries. They produce pretty well, and they're thornless, so they're easy to get in and harvest. The only thing is they start shooting up runners and other places, and I have to pluck them up. I have a couple varieties of apple tree. Haven't had a lot of success, except that the apples are wormy, and so I have to find a type of a spray that I can spray them with, be more diligent about that. But I have to be careful because I have a couple beehives there, so don't want to do anything that will hurt the bees. So it has to be ecologically friendly. But worms have been the nemesis of my apple trees. But the apples that we do harvest, we've made applesauce and freeze-dried apples and put them up that way. And then we have an almond tree, and produces tons of almonds, and haven't really figured out what to do with them yet, but that's kind of on the list of things to do and to learn about. Other things that we're doing here, we're talking about power generation systems. We have a couple of generators, and one of the unique things that we have and we recommend in a generator like this little Honda, we had converted that it will run off of either gasoline, or it will run off of propane or natural gas. And so they call it a tri-fuel, and we sent this away and had it converted separately, because if gasoline is hard to get, you can always use propane, from your barbecue, or have extra tanks on hand, or you can plumb it into your natural gas line. So we've plumbed an external natural gas connection to do that. And the other thing that we're doing, I've looked at solar energy for a long time, and a couple of issues that I've had with it is most of the time, if the power goes down, you can't use your solar energy. But I found a company that actually has an inverter built into the system and a continuously charging battery. And so if the grid goes down, this battery will power various things that you want to use. It can actually be wired into the house, so you can have up to 4 different connections in your electrical panel that will always be powered even if the grid goes down. So they have a couple of different options, and one is just a master plug that you can plug into, or you can have the battery backup systems, and they have a couple of different size batteries that you can choose from. Like this is the size battery that we're getting. And so we're just going through the design approval part with Lehigh City, and then after that's ready, we'll have the panels installed. So Lehigh City is unique in that it allows a one-for-one buyback on the power that you generate. So any power that you don't use, they will buy back at the same rate that they would charge. In other cities, they don't do that. But there is a catch. They limit that to 12 kilowatts. So you have to have your system sized accordingly. But it's actually really terrific. So we're excited we're going to have that put in. And the main thing that is unique and special about this system is that capacity to be able to still run if the grid goes down. You still have that capacity. So you have the inverter and the battery backup that's automatically built into the system. Anyway, I have some more information on that. If you're interested, let me know, and I can give you the other information about that. But other than that, you know, I forgot to mention with the watering system that we have set up, we have just the drip irrigation set up, and I have a home weather system. It's that white pole over there. And so as the rain is detected, or if it's really windy or hot, the watering system will automatically increase or decrease the amount of water going to the different zones that are programmed. So that's kind of a cool thing. But I like the fact that you can have a separate zone. In this case, I do for the garden, that I can water, as needed with the drip irrigation, and it's all automated. I have an app on the phone that I can run, and works really great. So anyway, if you want to know about any of the other things, or for you that are showing your yards today and don't have the ability to come over and see during this time, you are more than welcome to come over another time and see any of these things or talk about them with me. And if you're interested in bees, we can talk about bees. That's a beehive over there. They're pretty active today. Anyway, thanks again, everybody, for doing this today. And I look forward to seeing videos of what you're doing and sharing as well. Thanks.